Yep, we're good. Well, I'm getting one right now. Hang on. Yeah, we'll circle back. Yeah, I'll just cut in and let you know. Don't give them the option. Just share it. Don't give them the option. Do it. Too bad. We're at 90 followers. Nope. Spit it out, Junior. Spit it out. Finally, that thing is blowing it out of the water. It is. I mean, it's okay. Man, tell me all the bad stuff you've been hearing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That doesn't even make sense. You're talking about games and a Joy-Con. Okay. But it's the one that's made uh the company the most money. Not not 20 about 24 hours. Yes. Well, where are you getting this from? Remember, we only state facts on this podcast, so we need to know where this is coming from, not from we heard this. Because like right now, I am going onto the internet and I'm just searching Switch 2 problems, and I have yet to come up with this whole Joy-Con thing. I'm right now on Nintendo Life trying to track down what you guys are talking about because I've been following this issue very closely since it dropped on Thursday. The only thing that I can say that I have seen widely reported was GameStop being morons and stapling through the front display. The other thing that I have been hearing and I have been seeing is that they are overheating, that they didn't build the docking station correctly. One person, because I'm on multiple sites on Facebook where I'm getting actual feedback from gamers, is once they turned uh, the internet off, it seemed like it saved the battery. It went with the internet on. It went from 100 to 34 in, I think they said just over an hour. They charged it back up, turned the internet off, and in that same amount of time, it just dropped to 74. The other complaint out there is the open worldness of Mario Kart World. So right now, I'm not seeing a lot of performance issues, but what I am seeing is a lot of complaints from the Nintendo Society, and I'll just say society or group, that they're not in love with the battery life with the internet. They're not in love with the design of the docking station because they say that their switches are getting very hot. But I have not heard of anyone's switch being bricked yet. That's what I'm saying too. I'm not going off of one source. I'm going off of multiple, and I'm just saying I haven't heard this yet. And these aren't tech guys, these are actual users. These are everyday people who just went out, bought the system. Hold on. They went out, they bought the system, they plugged the system in, and they have been gaming. They have been using it. Now, I did not go and look for any tech reviews. I wanted to see what the normal Joe had to say about it. And right now, the normal Joe, they do have their complaints about it, like we have complaints about everything. But for the most part, I've only heard of one Switch being returned. That's it. I've seen a lot of misinformation out there about one dude picking one up at a pawn store, and we clearly know that he didn't because the painting on the parking lot behind him indicates it came from Target. Well, guess what? You're going to find the same issues with PlayStation and Xbox when they first come out. Yeah, I don't. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, that's blasphemy. Sonic has never been and never will be better than Mario in anything. Uh no, it's not. Okay, here we go. Hang on. I'm on Nintendo Switch community on Facebook. Okay, this is where I've been getting most of my information. I'm gonna read some of these off for you. I'm not gonna name names, because they are not a part of Nomad Gamers, but I will read verbatim what they have. The battery life is something to get used to. Coming from the OLED, I understand why so no complaints. The system is fantastic. That is one person. The YouTube app is not working. Well, no shit. Go get a goddamn laptop. Not an issue. Why would I want to watch YouTube on my Switch? I have a TV at home and a phone with me otherwise. It's a gaming console, not a streaming device. Then there's like 30 comments. I'm not going to go into all those. Uh, Honestly, I'm just a bit miffed. The dock isn't backwards compatible with the Switch One. Seems like a missed opportunity to make life a little easier. I've been hearing a lot of that lately with this. Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz won't stay connected, so have to be on 2.4. Uh, I've had surround issues as well. I'm thinking he means surround sound issues. Randomly started working this afternoon, but it's hit or miss. EARC to a 7.1 system forced the switch into a 5.1 mode, and still no dice. I am sure it'll be solved in a firmware update. Uh, Switch 2 got concernably hot. I've heard a lot of that when transferring data. Yeah, transferring data and downloading those games. Hope that's a one-time thing. It is not. I have heard multiple complaints about that. Here's one that will give us a little bit more. It's a sloppy mess. The software update that created this absolutely stupid virtual digital cards has completely ruined families from playing the same titles at the same time from the one digital purchase. I already pay for the family online membership. I already bought multiple consoles. Why would they do this to us? Now that I have the Switch 2 that makes it three Nintendo consoles, but even with their stupid virtual digital garbage, it only lets us sync to two Switches together to share the stupid virtual cards, which renders my third Switch absolutely useless. I have heard a lot of that. One, I'm not going to go through all of them, but one problem, or no problems here, no issues so far. Need more Nintendo games at launch. That's a stupid comment because they've got plenty of them. I haven't had any issues yet. Mario Kart has audio issues. And that is the end of them. Just a little bit of, just a small sample that I'm putting out there. That's almost nothing. Hold on, Fireball. I'll tell you one reason why. No, no, I'll tell you. I'll tell you probably the main reason why this happens. Nintendo. Hold on. Nintendo has that exclusive, the exclusivity of Mario and the Mario games. And there's certain people out there. Yeah, There are certain people out there who are addicted to Mario and Pokemon that they don't want to have another console to play these higher games. And my thought on it is this: is if you thought the Switch 2 was going to perform like a PS5 or an Xbox or even a low grade PC, you've been fooling yourself. You just have been, because it's Nintendo. Let's just be honest with ourselves for a second, okay? Everybody was expecting Nintendo to come out with this blockbuster system. I love the Switch. Okay, I love Mario Kart. I love Mario. Everybody knows this. However, I knew from the beginning. I knew as soon as they announced the Switch 2 that this Switch was not going to be competing with the PlayStation 5 or with the Xbox. Now, the part that concerns me, and launch day proved this, is I was concerned about the price. Over $400 is very steep. The $80 per game and not even getting a physical copy of the damn game, that's also steep. No, that is steep. Okay? But to sit here and say we have to hold these people accountable, but yet Nintendo is breaking records for launch day. I saw photos, multiple photos from the same place from different people where the damn line was wrapped around the building and snaking through the parking lot. And this was not in a big city, by the way. I want to point that out. This was not a major metropolitan. It wasn't New York, Chicago, LA, or any of these other cities that you would say are huge. This was not a huge city, and they were doing it. I know in our local area, boys, they had lines going out the door for a pre-sale. No, and okay. So, well, it comes, Chungus, it comes down to this, okay? Is number one, Fireball, myself, and you have always said we need to hold these guys accountable. This is the perfect time to hold a company accountable. And the damn fanboys pissed the bed. They did. I and I expected this. And no, it goes for all of them. Yeah. Yep. I I am a die I I am a diehard fan of Mario. You two know this. However, and I will state this on air, I have no plans in getting the Switch 2. Zero. And for me to say that, and as much as I love Mario Kart, as much as I love having Mario Kart nights here in the Shire with you two, Sweet Kitty Pie, and whoever else I can get over here, and as much as I yearn to have more than four players, I cannot justify the price for the excuse me, for the Switch 2 or the games just to literally play it for one game. I can't justify that. I just can't. And if I want to play Call of Duty, or if I want to play any of these other titles that are on the PC, PlayStation, or the Xbox, then damn, I'm just going to go over to Xbox or PC. I already know those systems are more powerful than the Switch. So all these people, this is what pisses me off, is everybody bashes on a system that they are expecting. First, you're stupid for expecting that this was going to be as powerful as the PS5 because let's face it, Nintendo has always been lacking in the consoles. Always. The Wii could not stand up to the Xbox or the PlayStation. The DS could not stand up against the others. The last system that they had that could stand up to the PlayStation or the Xbox, I think Xbox was out, it just wasn't very popular yet, was the uh God damn it, the one that came out in '99. Nintendo fuck. Yeah, Nintendo 64. Thank you, Fireball. That was the last console I could say that went head to head with those systems. They're behind the eight ball and they have been for decades. Yeah. And they can't. No. Yeah. Yeah, that's bullshit. Can I make a prediction? So the first time that they brick a US player, and if it's the right US player, I am very interested to see what that lawsuit looks like. Because it will happen. I guarantee it will happen. When is the only question is when? When are they going to brick somebody actually brick? We're not talking about the system breaking down. We're talking Nintendo going out and hitting that virtual off switch. Okay? Whenever that happens, yep, somebody is going to go out and get themselves a high priced lawyer and go after Nintendo. That's what's going to happen. Whether they sign the agreement or not, it's going to happen. You are, but you're not. Well, here's the other thing too. Yeah, I agree with Chungus on this one. Uh, but here, I want to make sure everyone understands this, okay? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there right now thinking to themselves with a question: I- If God's Father says that they're going to be going to court over this, then why haven't they stepped in and done something? Courts are not going to step in. The consumer, if you live in America, the United States of America, and even Europe, the European Union, they're not going to step in with their consumer protections until they get that first complaint, until they you bring it to their doorstep. Because any company out there can say whatever they want. People are going to sign it because they want to play that game or they want to use that product until the company enforces it. Somebody says, hey, this is too much. They get a lawyer, they go to court to the consumer protection, and then the consumer protection goes, oh, by the way, Nintendo, we don't like this. You are going to turn on all of these switches. You are going to do this. You are going to do that. And by the way, we don't care what you think. If exactly, yes, exact. So all their profits go poof. So right now we are in a wait and see game. I'm very interested to see how long it takes for the first lawsuit or the first actual Nintendo shutting off a system. Here soon, I think you might have a lawsuit over, or it could come from third party vendors who make their living on making controllers for the Switch. There's a lot of companies out there that have very nice controllers for the Switch One who now all of a sudden are cut out of the market, who could go to court and say, this ain't right. Mm-mm. Well, and okay, so let me correct you on something there, Chungus, or correct myself actually. Breaking the system, okay? If you like what Chungus just got done saying, if you put it into the charger wrong and it bricks it, Nintendo's off the hook in a sense. As a handheld device and as an industry, I would hope that their handheld device would be a little bit more sturdy and not so fragile. Okay, because it is a handheld device. However, the Joy Cons and all this other stuff that, oh, I just put it back onto the Switch and it bricked my system. Like I did not do anything negligent to that system. Nintendo, you could be on the hook. And let's face it, not everyone's going to wear kid gloves putting this thing. Nintendos are made for kids. They're made for kids between the ages of, I would say, and I'm going kind of low here, 5 and up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a point that's already been brought up because we're talking about third party, and anything third party that is not Nintendo branded is legitimately legal to bring. That's what I'm collecting. We're gonna move forward with Nintendo. We consider our vendors. It's just as God's word. So Nintendo, to be personal, Nintendo has made the list. I remember um, until that starts to improve the games so far. Consumer friendly. That is it. Like now, speak with your wallet, and why would you still need Nintendo is going to be in money? So I feel that so, in terms of other titles, I do actually have quite a bit. We have a ton of game releases. We have the hits that we also have the Xbox showcase came out in
When is that showcase? Or did it already happen?
Spain. That what happened.
Well, shit.
How did it even not Bush was released second? Yeah.
Yeah, we would have brought him in. See, we need to get better at that fireball.
Just
Bring him in. Bring him in.
but yes, Resident Evil Break they like have the 226 expansion game. It's possible to be a bridge between Golden Rocket and um, Warshell 2, which is Souls like it's a sequel to the first one. You got the transformation, big block and other stuff like that. Old Bane 2, which is another anime style Souls like and so he has a great story on his movie. And Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which is Earth, now it counts as an attacking location. Um, it's used as a live service type of channel system. So, Haji Lucha, Lady Lucha, the Great Sword, it's a Capcom White, that's your scene around there. Cinematic swordplay and the high piece. Now we have some indies, mouse PI for hire, which is platformer, which is showing the mouse technique. Cool, interesting. Fractured Rooms, atmospheric puzzle with origin, the game art style. Unfortunately, there's an FBI generated. Say, unfortunately, that just means you're going to rely on actual writers to code.
Well, I think that's going to be the way of the future. I hate to say it. I really do.
Survival game is launched June 2nd. That's
Where the hell is Crush Rider?
PlayStation's State of Play, which hasn't been
That reminds me.
remake called
Yeah.
Metal Gear game with Gear Solid Health. It's a remake. Or it's a remake. There is three minutes and it's not two. It's cutscenes. SoundCloud Cat is another two game. Set to release 2026. Set in 1960 Japan.
Can I break in for a minute? So, for the first time since the PS5 has released, and granted, I don't pay attention to commercials often. Normally, these two will tell you whenever they're in the Shire with me, I skip over fucking commercials. I hate commercials. But I happened to be leaving a room today that had a TV on, and I saw the very first commercial for a PS5, and it just so happened to be airing not more than 10-15 minutes before we all three came on air. And I thought to myself, hmm, a little late, isn't it? Like, I haven't seen much advertising for the PlayStation 5 after the great debacle of 2020, 2021, or 21, 22. I'm sorry.
I was so
Yeah, I broke in. I'm sorry.
Apple. Okay.
Oh.
Achievements across iOS, iPad, Mac OS, and Apple. They have support for cloud-native games and side load and this is Apple's biggest push into unified cross-device management and platform. So that'd be pretty neat, that had another access to the market for its
Good luck to him.
money. So they're doing pretty well. Um, nothing from the GTA 6 delay, nothing big scripted, but just there's a testing out there right now. Jim, estimated about $2.7 billion revenue in the between virtual partners and platforms purchases. Um, so this the money will share riches positive momentum over other titles. Six billion seems to be that's not amazing.
Where did you see that at? I'm not questioning you, but I'm kind of curious because I want to look more into it because I find that hard to believe. That's interesting. Okay, I misunderstood what you were talking about. Go ahead. I misunderstood it completely. I don't care about dual wielding. So please continue. I thought it was something else completely. So
For gaming, like to talk about what was it keeping the tone about France? There's a trial in France. French order strict customers former social media Belgian music world and sexual harassment by high-level executives. The court described it as a turning point of the news. The trial was earned with a lot of revenue following persistent hashtag links to their links. By the way, this is a just to get the source off this. The Guardian got it from basically in case people want to think that from looking stuff. But I did like learn this considering the yourself.
so let me ask this question. let me ask this question about this whole issue with Ubisoft and the France court and all these complaints. Okay, I am not. Let me make a very pointed disclosure here. I am not victim blaming anybody with what I'm about to say. In fact, if these are proven true, the courts need to drop not only a hammer, but a goddamn asteroid on. Okay? I want to make that very clear. I am not in any way victim shaming or blaming the victim. But here's my question. Why is it that they are just coming forward now? Does France not have similar laws to America, where if you are being sexually harassed or you're being bullied, which is a new thing in the workforce, is not new, but the protections are relatively new. Uh, do do they not have that protection in French workplaces? Like, if it was going on, it is completely wrong. And like I said before, they need to drop an asteroid on whoever's at fault. But I'm just curious because is it because their employment is terminated and under French law now they can go after them? I mean I guess that's what I'm trying to find out.
Power dynamics believe that way down industry. Um, there's already a power dynamic there. Talk about pick up on that just normal stat. So again, not even just the workplace, it's workplace dynamics on top of this going back into this. I mean, there really have to work in the bigger my period. Wasn't great. And one side of that is paper and handstands, um, like force certain hands and no retaliation not earlier because they don't lose a job. That's how you
So I get it. And again, I hate hearing shit like that. I really do. Now I'm curious. Now I'm going to go and do some digging into French employment laws and see. And maybe it's because I've been sheltered my entire life with, and I'm not saying where I work at, but maybe it's because where I work at, this shit is not tolerated at all. I mean, if you were to go, yeah, if you were to go to EEO or if you were to go to the agency that, or not agency, it's more like a department that deals with sexual harassment and sexual assault in the workplace, and you were to just utter any of these words against a boss or a supervisor, the supervisor would be gone before you even made it back to your work area. So, like I said before, I am not blaming the victim and I'm not shaming them. I am more interested in the French law and Ubisoft than I am doing that because I want to know is Ubisoft that soft that they don't have those protections in place? And if so, that needs to be a high fine too.
to this day. Um, it is a county over everywhere overall. There are other interesting counties that you can try, but it's brought to light more so in being against always been years. We're both working to
Well,
legitimately the French laws are going to English laws similar to America's not these actually a bit more strict than what America has to workplace harassment.
well, I hope they get what's coming to them. I really do.
France, I mean, all of these different things, all
Well,
the way that they have their culture set is different from ours. Maybe it's more
I'm also going to say this. I'm also going to say this. Um, maybe the union is a good thing in the gaming industry. And you two know that because of some personal things that's happened to me, I'm not a big union supporter. But maybe shit like this is why the union's needed in the gaming industry. And for me to say that, it says a lot. So for all the victims out there that are in court over in France right now, just know God's Father's behind you, and I hope, I pray that you guys get the justice that you deserve.
So they did this. What's it to split 4 to 8 on
Go get them. Go get them. Be a thing of the past. Be a thing of the past. I hate exclusives.
Well, did not quietly get these because never really got scrapped due to after working. It was like I like it's not a first person shooter like I like another. Talk to me about RTS. All right. Sorry, not to interrupt it, like downplay. That is just pretty cool information. Just get more. Then they're getting into more.
All right. Well, I'm gonna break in. I'm breaking in. This is gonna have to wait for our next episode.
I was just, it's because there's a game that well where you're like on planet scope and alongside X respawn into it. At least watch those English action adventure calls.
That'd be good.
Pretty good actually respawn. You have to know switching to that fashion. Um, it's just it gives me hope that these guys aren't just bounty hunters as a whole. They are still making their money. That's what I mean. Yeah, because we have a lot of these triple A talent from these companies within that belly, and they're going to do their own gigs and their own stuff, and they're proving to them like, no, we had the passion. We're going to make games that we want to make. And every single time it shows that there's straight developers that these companies, there's like developers and companies specifically that they need to keep the passion big and start to try to monopolize it, monetize it, get the most amount of money out of everything, and lose the passion and then lose.
Ooh, did he freeze on your end? Yeah, I would. Yeah. All right, we're out of time, boys. We're out of time. Keep the list going for the next episode. So, before we go one on one for our outros, maybe we need to let Nomad Nation know the plans for the Nomad Gamers because we did make a decision and we haven't said a damn thing about it on air. So I guess I'll do it, huh? Nope. So here's the update for everybody. So the three, four, five nomads that we have with us, uh, we all made a decision that instead of recording twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays, that we are cutting Nomad Gamers podcast down to 1 day a week. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about off air is going to be the length. It might be getting longer for that 1 day that we're coming on air. However, this is going to put more pressure on you, the viewer, to go find us on our socials. Go find us on our live streams. Go over to our Discord and join the Nomad Gamers over there, and come find us in General Audio one, two, or three, whichever one that us three like to talk in. So, with that being said, come on over to Discord, see your favorite Nomad Gamer. You don't even have to be playing the same game as us. You can be playing your own game and just come on over and just talk with us. So that is our big news. We're down to one recording a week. And to tell you the truth, as busy as this summer is for all three of us, it just made sense to do it now. Because Lord knows I'm busier than a one legged man in an ass kicking contest. It's on Nomad Gamers Facebook. It's on all of our socials. Yep. Okay, so Chungus. Oh no. It'd be Fireball. Take us out of here. Oh, hello. Beautiful. That'd be me. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and it won't be up this upcoming Friday. I can tell you that now. I don't even need Thirsty Thursday for that. I will be streaming. Sometime today I will be streaming Minecraft with Sweet Cuddy Pie. Monday is going to be Fallout 76. Wednesday is going to be Grand Theft Auto 5. Talking Tuesday, we're going to talk about what we did this weekend. And then Thirsty Thursday, well, y'all know what's up. It's going to be going around the block and seeing what's going on with our favorite games. Next weekend, I'm unavailable. I will not be around from Friday to Sunday. So just mark that down as my vacation time. Other than that, that's all I got. Send it to the next Nomad.
Hey, so it that kind of good. Look for look here, pop up, watch here. It's pretty short video, so it's 9 minute time for the what was that? It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I could very up to speed. I am working on more videos for some games that I've been trying to use it to. Those are going to be to be announced. This one, games with a lot to come into it more between that and so it's interesting, why began to use it? I thought maybe I'm going to actually enthusiastic. I think maybe use this. Some of this lore does not make sense to me. It's like they like um games. I'm sorry you guys don't like that. I'm getting long winded. Big toes to wrap it up. I'm getting game science one and more things.
Extra, extra. That's got to be the shortest I've ever heard him do. Unmute me, you bastard. Hey, unmute me, motherfucker. All right, well, I guess I'll be the first one to do it. Peace and love, guys, fathers, out the door.